So I wanted to kind of recap the preseason with you. They played 5 games, had a winning record, 3-2. Wanted to kind of get like your 30,000 foot view of the preseason from like game 1 to game 5.
Well, first off, my overall thoughts on the preseason is that JB Bickerstaff, in my opinion, I believe he has a true pulse of this team. Just off of the way that these guys have been communicating with each other, the energy that we're able to see after the practices, the warm ups, the interactions before and after, and even during the games. I think that JB Bickerstaff really has the pulse of this unit. There were a couple of instances throughout even just yesterday's game where I saw he was pulling players aside, like Marcus Sasser at several points during the game, just giving him teaching moments, but also it appeared to be encouraging him as well. And it appeared that Sasser was very receptive. I believe also too that another great thing about this preseason is we're seeing how much the veterans have added to this roster. And the veterans I'm talking about is Tobias Harris, Malik Beasley, and even Tim Hardaway Jr. has some shooting struggles. But again, these guys have been very active and very vocal with this young group. And this is not me saying this just pulling it out of thin air. These are what the players are saying. This is what Cade Cunningham is saying. What Jalen Duran, with Jaden Ivey, they're saying that these vets that they brought in have been more vocal than the previous ones. I believe I posted about it on Twitter, and I mean it did come up during the game. I want to say it was during the I want to say it was during the was it the Suns game? No, it wasn't. It was either the Suns game or the Bucks game. There was a point during I want to say it was the Bucks game because I believe that was on ESPN. There was a point where you saw Malik Beasley and Cade have an interaction, but that's not the one I was talking about. It was right near the free throw line. Beasley kind of signaled Cade over to him, and they just kind of like they kind of laughed about something a little bit, but then Beasley was just instructing him, showing like pointing to the floor, just doing a lot of bit of about a hand movement, and all you didn't see Cade like kind of going back and forth with him. You saw Cade nodding his head. This is Cade's team, and he has a veteran pulling him to the side, telling him stuff, and he's nodding his head and agreeing, and just saying, "Okay, I got you." That right there, to me, is the sign of a unit that is looking to grow and improve. We don't really know where they're going to go with the rotations. I got an idea, but we don't really know where they're going to go with the rotations yet. But the way that Bickerstaff has utilized these guys, building a relationship with them, instilling some discipline at the practice facility while still letting these guys be themselves, which is a real goal of his. So far, so good. If that translates over into the regular season and some wins, that's what you want. But this is the type of the way they're operating, the way they're maneuvering right now. This is pretty much the rebuild, the growing pains that people were going to wanted to see from this team moving forward.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that point. Like, I've been doing post game podcast recaps of every game, and the one thing that I've noticed is consistent is the communication and the coaching end. To your point last night, JB Bickerstaff, because Marcus Sasser had a kind of like a bad game. The Manning, the second unit, he had 5 assists on 4 turnovers. You also saw Jarrett Jack. If you're watching on TV, Jarrett Jack was spending a lot of time with him, kind of like pointing him in the areas where he needs to improve. But I think this coaching staff is spending a lot of time with these young guys, and that's what they need. They need guidance. And to your point, like, I know exactly what play you're talking about with like Malik Beasley, because they did show it on TV when it was on ESPN of him kind of just like, give me the ball there because I know I can hit that shot. And I think the one thing that I noticed is Cade Cunningham can actually kick it out to the corner and not have to worry if Tobias is there, he's probably going to hit it. If Malik Beasley is there, he's probably going to hit it. I know Tim Hardaway Jr. had a really tough preseason shooting the ball, but I don't expect him to go like 2 for 21. I've told people, like, when he's hot, and this is the lowest point of Tim Hardaway. Like, if you can deal with him not hitting threes and not really putting too much on the scoreboard, but still showing that he's a plus defender out there. I think these vets are really going to help these young guys grow and develop and try to get back into that, postseason pitcher, maybe.
Yeah, kind of went modulate a little bit on there, but we'll figure it out. Tim Hardaway Jr. This is the lowest he's going to be going into that last game. He was 3 for 21, and again, but here's the thing though, the shot wasn't falling. But I even asked JD Bickerstaff about that. What are you going to do when you have a veteran like Tim Hardaway Jr. when his shot is not falling? And he said that, look, if your shot's not falling, we're not going to pull you off of the court for that, because what else can you do for us? Are you being a good teammate? Are you swinging the ball around? Are you playing defense? If you're not doing all of those things on top of your shot not falling, yeah, we're not going to play you. But you still see that Tim Hardaway Jr. is out there giving it everything that he has. And he was able to finally go ahead and get one of them shots to fall yesterday. And I think he'll just go ahead and get out that shooting slump because, again, they still have Fred Vincent in the building. We've seen what Fred Vincent has done with Jaden Ivey so far. I mean, even though I know it's preseason and people don't really have that much of a – they don't try to put too much on preseason, but even compared to his previous ones, Jaden Ivey is shooting the ball at a clip that we haven't seen from him before. And he's putting in the work after every practice with Vincent, with Jared Jack, with Kevin Burleson. So, I mean, but all of those guys are. So, don't worry about THJ too much. But, I mean, this team right now, I'm not going to throw too much on it. But, again, they look really good. And gotta credit a lot of that to JB and the culture he's trying to instill and the staff he's brought over.
Yeah, the vibes definitely feel different with this team. It feels so much different from last season, and I'll just kind of leave it at that. I don't want to go too much into it, but just the whole overall feel. Yeah. Watching this team seems like they're having fun, more energetic, and you're cheering for one another. That's what I kind of saw in the 5 preseason games so far.